le link, the tag, the people.
Le link? You practicing?
Le link.
Le link?
Welcome to my stupid French accent.
The thing I love, though, about it is I can actually speak very broken French and understand it. So I'm actually going to go to the first one in a long time where I feel comfortable-ish with the language, which is something.
We'll be relying heavily on you.
No, Milo, that is very naughty.
It's like, it's just sweet.
To be fair, when we went to Germany, you didn't rely on me.
No, we didn't, did we, Vass? We just pointed at stuff, didn't we, and went...
It's always better.
Even last November, Milo wasn't relying on me.
You weren't stepping up either.
I've been to Germany enough times to know that if you try, they'll pick up the accent and they'll just talk to you in English anyway.
Which is wonderful.
Which is what the great thing, isn't it? It unlocks it, doesn't it? Like the same in France, that is as well. If you don't try, they'll just...
Well, no, but they know you're English, so they deliberately don't speak English.
Yeah, true. Oh, in Paris, yeah. Oh, God,
do you think in June we could steal the title Carnage à Toi?
Carnage à Toi? Yeah, I think we can take it.
It depends on how bad the live recording goes. I'll have to find out.
Ian, I like that. Carnage à Toi. That's good.
Carnage.
Thank you.
Ah, here we go. Sue is in the chat.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Mr. Willman.
Carnage à Toi. I like that. Carnage
à Toi. It's quite apt here because
Pourquoi? Pourquoi, Riverside?
Oh, look at that. How lucky. Yes.
How synced up were we? Jeez.
Yeah. Anyone would think that was set up.
And that was not planned. I had this on all day.
It was not planned.
In sync.
Paul, welcome in.
In sync.
Goodness me.
In sync.
That we are very much not.
I do sound a little better, but I don't feel a lot better. Although I was saying to Milo, it's actually doing wonders for me losing weight.
Good.
We can't see the gut underneath the desk, though. Is that going away?
That still needs to go down a little.
Yeah. Stick it out.
Literally, the amount I have not eaten in the last week and a half, I must have lost some weight.
Ian's or Vass's weight loss. You could sell a package.
What was my secret?
Just pick up a chest infection. Yeah. Pick up a chest infection. Record a Hatch Day vlog. Don't edit it. Then do a com day.
And then edit it as loosely as you can.
Anyway. As we know, Community Day vlogs have a short shelf life, so it doesn't really matter.
Unlike Ian's chest infection.
Yeah, which definitely doesn't have a short shelf life.
Let's hope it's gone by March.
February, mate. I'm in LA in 6 weeks.
Oh, yes. I've got to get ready for all this talk again.
Prepare for it, because in about 3
minutes... I think there's other events we're going to talk about tonight, Mark. You're safe.
Is he, though? When we start talking about the next 6 months' worth of travel?
Let's leave this show and then we'll bombard him afterwards.
Okay, yeah.
And that's only one part of it, so...
Next week.
Mark isn't here.
Mark is already in the shipping container.
Yeah.
Actually, if we put Mark in the shipping container now, he might get to LA by the time we do.
Problem is, if you do that, when I go back on it, I might not be back in time for Milan.
Yeah.
Mark is eating pasta in Milan. Welcome in, Francesco.
All right.
Actually, in Milan, I think we need to go for a ragu.
Ian is eating a ragu.
I'm going to have whatever I want over there. I think I'm going to have a nice pizza.
I want some real Italian pizza because I've never been to Italy, never been to Paris. This is a year of new places for me.
New Jersey, Paris,
New
Milan.
Jersey. Oh, very clever.
Have you been to New Jersey?
You become one of the bridge and tunnel people.
Anyway, right. Tonight on episode 205, Milo dreams of eating Osaka Aplico. Ian will be getting lost in the diner capital of the world. Je suis un baguette. Welcome.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Welcome to Incensed Podcast. Yes, we've got some exciting news that we will be delving a little bit more into as the show goes further in. And for people that are wondering what the hell Osaka Aplico is, Milo, for 5 points?
You can keep your 5 points and tell me what on earth I'm supposed to be consuming.
There's going to be some sort of... Is it a sake?
Ooh, very good, Ian. No, it's nothing like that. But it is a snack-diced apple plum jam and crispy pie crust flavoured pudding in an eye-catching floral packaging.
You call Whitfield a pudding?
I'm calling him... Listen, I had a few seconds before we record to get a catchy sort of introduction.
He's done quite well, actually.
I think I've done all right. It's better than my previous efforts. But hey... We'll be talking about that in a little bit more detail, like I said,
Milo
shortly.
the pudding.
How are we doing, boys? Are we good? Milo's here, Ian's here, we're all here. The trio are here.
The trois of us.
The trois.
Prepare for the carnage.
Le carnage. No, we're good. Hyped, and we've got some amazing stuff we're going to be chatting about. We've already been chatting about it before actually hitting record. We're excited. The Pokemon Go community is excited.
We really are excited.
good.
Never in the history of Pokemon Go has news this big hit in the first week of January. And I don't know about you guys, but when this news hit yesterday, as we record this, am I hallucinating?
I didn't catch you there. I got lost in the. I thought he was going to play the French national anthem. Then go on, Ian. What were you saying?
Oh, I should download.
I literally just thought, am I hallucinating? Because somebody very close to the show just sent me an article. I'm like, what? And then literally within seconds of being sent this article, it was all over Instagram, it was all over X, it was all over Blue Sky, it was everywhere. And I'm like...
Really? Blue Sky?
Yes.
Oh,
Milo,
interesting.
Milo. Oh, you cheeky
Come on,
little
Mark.
pudding. You
Stand up
cheeky
for your
little
favourite
pudding.
platform, Mark.
Oh, well, I haven't posted on that for a while, to be fair. I'm probably part of the problem. But Milo, be better than that. Blue Sky.
It's Pogo Pudding UK here, actually.
It's because
It's funny,
you're...
isn't it? It was just saying that I'm actually losing weight due to this illness that I have, and you're becoming a pudding, so you're obviously putting weight on.
There's an equilibrium in the show, so whatever weight you lose, it has to go somewhere.
We have like it's a total weight that has to be distributed
Yeah.
amongst the three of us at any one point.
That's how we fly.
That's
they
how
have
we
to,
fly.
Collective weight.
Well, Mark doesn't fly, and we're going to be proving
No, that's
that
why
later.
we can take baggage and everything then,
Well, I do
Good
fly,
America.
but only east.
or south as well.
It's technically east.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
technically east.
Okay. Yeah. How are you, Marky? Back at the helm for
Yeah.
205 for Peugeot.
And that's it.
The 205 is a great car, by the way. That's the car
Actually-
I wanted when I was at college. Yeah,
205 is a Peugeot, which is a French car.
It is. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But
Niantic.
at least we didn't have to wait till 306 for the.
Oh,
well,
no.
Well, it could have been 206 to be fair. Could have done it next week.
Good.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But anywho, I'm good. I'm really good actually. Big news, busy weekend. I've hardly played the game, which is good in its own way because when this news dropped, I got a little bit excited, and actually, it just reinvigorated me a little bit in terms of excitement of the year ahead of us. And yeah, I think I had a fantastic weekend. You know, had a really good time. We'll talk about it more in a bit. On Sunday, but yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm really buzzing, and I think this is good for us. You know, we need to be talking about something big, exciting, new, which is going to have a lot of fun discussions.
And we've got 5 months to hype up this news because let's be honest, we've now got travel plans for the first half of this year nailed down.
Thank you, Niantic.
Thank you,
Merci.
Niantic. Yeah, merci beaucoup.
Mercy Buttercups. But no, all of us are good. Would you like that, Milo? I'll be throwing those in throughout tonight's show in the next 5.5 months, more than
Merci,
likely.
Yellow Flebebe.
Yellow Flebebe. But no, very, very good. We're all good. We're all here. We hope you're all very good and excited for the show. And yeah, I think it's about time we get you guys and girls to throw down your incenses, please.
Oi, you sleepy sailors, it's time to drop your incense.
I don't think we'll be using a ferry.
No, absolutely
No.
not.
Tunnel, mate. Tunnel.
Tunnel.
2-0. We can go straight from St. Pancras.
No, but yes, please drop your incenses. And for any new ears on the show, it's proven we give you a look when you're playing the game. Put the podcast on, and you will get amazing things when that happens. And for those people who do get amazing things, we would encourage you all to use our famous hashtag, which is, of course, Shinies of the Week.
Could you clarify that spelling?
Sure can. It's SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. If you use that or at us on our social media platforms, that will give us a great chance of finding it, and we will share some of the best ones. Don't have to be best ones in terms of how amazing they are for us to judge, but we'd like to hear your stories, and we will share those every week. People, follow us, of course, on our social media platforms. We'll talk about more of that at the end of the show when we close it out, but you can use that aforementioned hashtag on X, Threads, Instagram, Discord, Campfire, Blue Sky, and also via the buttons on our podcast platforms. Sometimes I'll let you direct message the show. Not really had one that way before. Maybe you could lead it and do that. That'd be quite cool. But Ian, we also have some other methods of contact for people if they want to get in contact and share stories with us, haven't we, mate?
We absolutely do. Yes, there is the old school way of emailing us using the email address contact@incensedpodcast.com. And if you're feeling a little bit frisky, you can send us a WhatsApp voice message by saving this number into your phone, recording a nice little voice message, and then hitting the send button. It will fire over the internet to us, and we very well might play out your message should you send us one. That number is +44 759 269 5696.
Nice.
I always think you're going to say at the beginning, that's a +44. My favourite
No,
shiny
this is-
Pokemon.
It's his favourite thing.
This is Incensed, not GoCast.
Also, listeners, feeling frisky isn't a necessity for sending in a WhatsApp message.
It definitely helps, though.
Okay. I'll watch out if I get a message from you.
We'll be messaging
So,
you.
no, Ian's feeling a bit frisky
Feeling
again.
frisky, here we go.
We'll all be using it over the weekend. But there we go. That is the start of the show. And we are going to jump straight into the Pokemon Go discussion. Played out on Sunday, just gone, Sunday the 5th of January. We had the first community day of the new year. It's safe to say that probably a lot of fears were calmed down a little bit with the choice when it was announced we were going to get the Italian Pokemon, Sprigatito. Sprigatito. And like I said, I think there's a bit of a hallelujah when that was announced, a new shiny to the game. Evident now we're going to see the starters, or the rest of the starters, for Coco and Quaxley follow at some point this year. Should make sense. I thought it'd be nice just to have a little chat like we always do. This is the first one of the year. We did have some plans. We thought maybe we would meet up for it, but the weather decided to become a little bit naughty and a little bit nasty.
Frisky.
It was frisky. I got the message on the WhatsApp actually from the weather. It was feeling a little bit frisky.
Weather warning. Frisky.
I actually had the "Are you safe" button come up at the weekend, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Did you push it in?
I did. I said, yes, I'm safe.
Lovely. And you got a...
Wouldn't it be good
got-
if Pokemon Go, you needed a safe word?
Under what circumstance?
You'd be like...
To use your Master Ball, you must remember
Are
the
you
safe
safe?
word.
Banana!
Frisky.
Feeling frisky in that antic.
Frisky. But no, we here in the UK, we had quite a bit of snow actually over the weekend. It was quite funny how it came and went and came again. It was a little bit disruptive, but no, we didn't meet up together. But we certainly have probably all had different experiences. So
How was your cat hunt?
well, so on Sunday I travelled up to Northampton in the very, I say early hours of the morning, but I left mine probably about 7:30 in the morning. And,
It's dark.
It's dark. The snow was thawing. It had probably gone where we were, but as I was making my way Northampton's about a 2.5 hour trip for me from where I am. As I was going further up, the temperature was dropping and the levels of snow on roads was increasing. And it was evident that they had it quite bad up in Northampton way. But I had fun. I took some customers out to watch a rugby game. So we enjoyed the hospitality, watching the rugby union. I'm a massive Northampton Saints fan in the rugby union. Love it. And for anyone who cares, we were playing Bath. And Bath, as Milo knows and Ian probably knows, that's local to where I live now.
Yeah.
There's a big rivalry between Bath and Northampton. And the people I took were all Bath fans. So that was fun. All I'm going to say is the game actually was a really exciting game. Northampton Saints won it with the last kick of the game in the 80th minute in a 35-34 win. Which was the best game I think I've seen in a very long time. However, there was a community day going on, and I was eternally grateful for the Wi-Fi that they have at Franklin's Gardens, because with any sporting event, as most people know, you might get the 5G or the 4G on your phone, but is it really there when you try and use your phone?
Well, it is, but it's one of those things, because there's so many people on each cell, you may as well not have the signal.
Oh, it brings back memories of GOFests Dortmund. Oh, exciting.
It's just like those early days.
Just like those early days.
I always remember GoFest Dortmund where they put an announcement out saying, use the Wi-Fi, but nobody could actually get on the internet to actually go on Twitter to actually see the message to use the Wi-Fi.
Flawed logic.
Why are you by the volcano again? That's the only bit I can get the signal on.
This is the Wi-Fi hub. This volcano.
Bless them.
Days gone by.
But it was good fun. Really enjoyed it and got to play a little bit of it. I played very little, if I'm honest with you. I was watching the game, but did put the game on. Loved the fact that there wasn't really much research that needed rushing on it. But one of them was like 7 days, which we're still working on, and the other's got a 2-stager, so actually that can wait. And it took a bit of pressure off me, which was nice. I checked about 30 to 40 Spriggies, as I'd call it, and I got one shiny. So
there you go.
I was very happy. I got my shiny cat. And do you know what? I love the new backgrounds on the ones that I've subsequently caught on the research. And hey, it was never going to be anything more than, reminds me of old community days, maybe trying to get 1 or 2. And I got 1. So I can trade down and save some people some Stardust for the other ones. But I knew my experience was going to be very, very different to my boys. Ian, how did you do? How did you play it?
Well, I played it in a completely different style to how I would normally play a community, just due to the fact that I still had my sort of cold, flu, chest infection, whatever is wrong with me. I still had it. So I played the entirety of what I played from the car, which turned out to be about 90 minutes worth. And you know what? The shinies were slow to start, but within half an hour, I got 3 shinies out of 4 checks. So back to back to miss 1 to back. So
oh wow,
that
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
75%.
Cannot complain at that. I love the shiny. I love the fact that it's a little bit of a washed out, very subtle shiny. Purple Eyes, great Pokemon. And I love the revamped special research because it's not repetitive at all. 2 pages. It makes your work maybe a little bit harder, but you're not constantly just having to do the same task over and over again. And the timed special research extra, again, nice little touch just to keep you playing for the next 5 days. I'm not going to bore you all to death with it because, let's face it, it's a community day. But I had fun for what I did with it.
Well done for playing through your chest infection.
That's what we do.
Come on, Milo. I've got a feeling you're not going to turn around and say, well, I played about an hour.
No.
On it.
Come on. Guys know me too well, hopefully, over the many years we've been doing this pod together. So, of course, it was triple dust com day, so had to kind of go and catch as much as we wanted to do. Like Ian, it was a very slow start to shinies, and not just for me, for everyone in the group. It seemed like and I was like, oh my God, have they nerfed the shiny rates or something? But then shiny started coming through, and I don't know if it was just the sort of thing of, hey, new shiny is a slow start to the year. It took me like half an hour to get a shiny.
Yeah, I was about 30 minutes.
And then it was a slow first hour, and then by the time we got into the last hour where it was actually dark, the shinies were coming through back to back, and it was nice and chill and easy. Obviously, new shiny, I really like Sprigatito. It's not my favorite Gen 9 starter, but I think it's my favorite Gen 9 starter evolution line.
Quaxley, right? Your favorite starter?
No, that's my least.
Oh, that surprises
me.
Knox,
how I got the green.
I know, I'm
the
joking.
green in the background. You got the blue in the background.
He's a full Cocoa person.
I like my Fuecoco. But later this year, and Quaxley will get its time as well. Now, I enjoyed the community day up to sort of a point, just because it was a bit meh weather. You know, it was that sort of spitting rain on and off, and it was windy, and it didn't get any snow here in London over the weekend at all. So it was just drizzle and very meh, as I say. I disagree with Ian. I think the new paid ticket isn't worth it, and I really didn't like the new format of it, to be honest.
More than you did on the old ticket.
No, you didn't. You lose out on actually quite a lot of stuff, because I looked, somebody did a comparison of what you got with the tickets.
Because you still got the Rocket Radar, you got the Battle Pass. In terms of the actual value of the ticket, it's still there. You get fewer encounters, as Sue said, but you do get the actual value from the ticket.
I think the important thing for people who can't play Community Day as well is you can complete it after the event.
I think it's, as Mark just said, really good to have it now in the special kind of research so it doesn't time out. That's a massive improvement, because what on earth is the point of having a paid ticket research, as we say, that then times out after the Community Day finishes or whatever. But I've got to say, I don't think much of these new backgrounds for the Community Day.
I liked it. I thought it was quite a nice...
It's just an excuse to be able to whack the ticket price up.
For sure, yes. Yeah.
You know, and what also really bugged me, because I don't know about you guys, if I'm doing a trade and it's a catch card, it's usually one of the legendaries, and it's like, oh, I forgot to star it. Whoops, I've lost a catch card from Go Wild area, which I've done a few times on the Dialga and Palkia. But then I tried to, I just said to Marta, should we just swap the catch card ones? Because mine were all terrible.
Yeah.
And it came up and said it's 100 dust. So I was like, okay, normal trade. Press continue. And it said, this will use a special trade. Like, a catch card is a special trade. I'm sorry, what? And you've given us X amount of them. So for me, I personally wouldn't vote to have that ticket again. And yeah, it just didn't sit with me very well. The extra stuff you had to do, like you had to do more evolutions, you had to do more power-ups than you had to do.
Catch
20 power-ups
Pokemon,
versus 10.
20 power-ups, yeah.
Catching isn't too much of a problem because if it stays where it is, then you can do it and complete it afterwards. I don't know, I just left a sort of sour taste in my mouth really with that ticket. Like, I don't really value these catch card background things at all. You know, I think they're just another thing. If you want to collect them, you can collect them. Did pick up some catch card shinies, but they were from the free research tasks from the Pokestops. So you can get them from specific tasks.
I got a catch card shiny from the research.
Oh, nice, Ian. I don't know anyone else who got one of
Lovely.
them. I don't know anyone else who got one of those. Didn't see anyone get those online. So that's good. Did you get one, Milo?
Catch card shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2.
Of course he did. I got one, he got 2. Of course he did.
No,
Yes,
but
he
they're
did.
they were from the Pokestop
There were
quests.
some tasks as well.
Yeah, so you
I
had
didn't
3
see that,
new
yeah.
tasks, which were very like the December rewrap,
Yeah.
where you had the tasks for trade a Pokemon, win a 5-star raid, and then do 3 party challenges.
Right.
Which, on the face of it, seemed. I mean, I remember on December, a lot of people who were out for that, or the few people who were out for the December weekend, should I
Most of
say,
them,
were looking at these tasks and going, "Can I be bothered?" No. And it was sort of, it almost felt like a chore because like, I kind of want to try to get a shiny from research because of good IV potential, but I have to do, trading is okay if you're in a community or you have somebody you do play with, but winning a 5-star raid takes time and effort out of the community day. And the party challenges, party play has its bugs and its issues.
We need people
let's
to play
just
it
say,
with. So
and
that's
you
a
need
good-
people to play
yeah.
with it as well. It's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still quite flawed in a lot of ways. And I was in a party with 4 people, and it got to the point where the party challenges were just taking so long. You're like, right, end the party, start a new one, do one task, then delete the party. You think, this surely isn't how the mechanic is meant to be played, but it's the most efficient way to do it. It's weird.
I'm gonna sorry to shoehorn in there, but like I
Do it.
I think what they should have done for the backgrounds. I love the idea of the backgrounds. I like the idea of you getting them as part of an event. But maybe they could have done something like with the TCG, Pokemon TCG app that's out at the moment. Like you can get special cards to immersive cards. So you click on it and it
Well,
takes you,
that'd be fun.
it gives you a lot more detail, makes them very special. Like I agree with a couple of comments. Sue's made a really good one. Don't mind a special trade if it's a city location. I would do a special trade with someone if it had
City
like
location.
Japan on it, city location. Maybe take these a step further and have nice Sprigatito art themed background on them. You know, Community Day, Sprigatito, and it gets like a really cool, funky Sprigatito themed background on it.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what? It's a little bit of art there in itself with the catch card because like I like the catch card. When I saw it, I thought, you know, it's subtle. It's all right. They can work off that, I think. And actually, if you've got a shiny one with an amazing bit of artwork behind it,
That's cool.
You go, I'll do a special trade for that any day of the week. Absolutely. And listen, I'm on about, and then maybe they'll be collecting for how many catch cards once you get on the roadmap. Maybe that'll happen in 2037. But I think
Good old roadmap.
good old roadmap. But I think the point being is they can do more with them, and actually they can be creative with them. Maybe use some of the TCG cards artwork as the background for them. Do the link over like that. I don't know. I mean, I think there's links there that would allow them to do that. So. But I love the ticket. I like the idea. You don't have to complete it on the day. You're not trying to do research. That means you have to keep catching Sprigatitos. Love all that. I think maybe in future they go back to the same format, but just take away the time lock off it maybe and make it any type of Pokemon. But I agree with Ian. I got big rewards on that. I was taking them off, going, I've got my egg, got my rocket radar,
for the $2
got my
for
encounters.
the ticket, the value was there.
You got roughly the same items, but the amount of encounters was less.
Yeah, but you got 2 Sprigatito and you got 1 of each of the evolutions. It wasn't massively off.
And it's Sprigatito Community, so you can catch a lot of them in the wild. But I get
This is true, but then there's sort of like, I don't know, it's that thing of we've had the ticket for $1.
Since day one, isn't it?
It's worked
Or not
so
day
well
one,
for so many years, and I don't really see
But the
why.
amount of people that were going on about how stale that 5-stage ticket was.
Yeah.
And we've even said it
Self-included.
ourselves.
But I don't, personally, I don't see the justification of why having 3, not 5, catch card Sprigatitos means it's double the price when
Because
you
of the
lose
value items
80
you get,
candy,
'cause you got the
which I know Conde candy, not necessarily a problem, but if you wanted to catch up and get candy, 80 candy from the paid ticket is quite a lot.
Oh, is that Sprigatito candy?
Yeah, Sprigatito candy. You lost that in the ticket, and you lost some other bits and pieces along with it. So theoretically, monetary-wise, items, yes, it does still financially make sense. I prefer to have the same number of encounters, and I don't think the catch cards are of value, really, considering you can get them through free research anyway.
Well, you can, and it's a community day, so really, an additional 3 encounters with a Sprigatito is
With
that
guaranteed
really the deal
background.
breaker? Let's be honest.
And considering, actually, Mark made a very good point. I think Ian made the same point of the continued research, which we saw first introduced with December. I think that's fantastic.
It is,
honestly,
great.
having a little extended research that, catch a Pokemon in X amount of days, it gives you
5 days
rewards
so
and
it
stuff,
gets you
and it's
playing
free.
it for the
Yeah.
rest of the actual.
And that is
following
timed.
Week. Yes.
Hey, that's extra free.
We've got
stuff.
7 days to catch 5
5
Pokemon.
days worth, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you can even skip a day.
It's like the community day, we had 13 days to get 11, wasn't it? Or 14 days to get 11. There was a bit of grace
nice.
on that. But do you know what? Like, I loved it. Loved to see Spriggy. Niantic have teased new year, new change. Maybe this could be the year they're changing things and giving the game a little bit of a refresh potentially. And maybe that's a start of it.
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't know. I think perhaps for future con days with those backgrounds, it might be worth doing more of a field research chase, because then you can get more of them perhaps to try for shinies and that sort of thing. But otherwise, I thought, honestly, Sprigatito, new Gen 9 shiny, it's a glorious little shiny. Like, actually, in-game, it looks so much better than it does on the computer.
Few people said it looked better than it did on the actual Switch.
It's one of those that just, it looks much better in Pokemon Go.
I liked it. Subtle. I love the subtle shinies.
Beautiful. Really cool.
To be fair, when I first started playing, I didn't know which one was the shiny, and then I clicked. I was like, "Oh god, there it is!" And I
know.
I like that. I like that. That's a really nice shiny. I've called my one and only one Saint Tito, Northampton Saints. There you go. That's a little fun fact, isn't it?
Well, it gives it a nice little nod to the location, doesn't
it? Scores out of 10, then, boys. Comday. Listen, I'm not going to score it down because I didn't play it a lot. I thought it was really solid. Good start to the year. I'd give it probably a really high 8 out of 10, if I'm being honest with you. I think maybe even a 9 for the Pokemon it is, but it caught me off guard. I'd probably say 8.
I'd go 8. It definitely wasn't a 10. It wasn't even a 9, but it was definitely a solid 8.
Yeah. Trio of 8 for sure. And the only reason it comes down a bit is because of, it's my personal opinion. Not everybody agrees with it, which is absolutely fine. But I just think that ticket stuff, whatever. But it's still solid bonus, solid mon, solid shiny. Whatever. I know we've got more coming up later in the show in the year.
We're all allowed an opinion, Milo. Don't worry.
You should tell that to Ian.
Wrong, but there you go.
But no,
I think the Neurofen's hitting you.
I think it might be today.
But
something else then.
Yes. Something else.
So moving on from Sprigatito, I did put it in a little bit of a little sidebar on it. Fido Flexes. We've obviously we smashed the 27-part event.
Fido.
Flexing Fido, yeah. Well, we did very well. We had nearly 2 days worth of the max bonuses in the game, which was quite a pleasant surprise. And
I think Comday really helped.
Yeah. Well, there's nice throws on Spriggy.
Ooh,
so
yes.
My flex from the event was I got a shiny Electrike. There we go. So that's my flex from it. Lovely. Ian, anything flex worthy?
Absolutely nothing flex worthy. The best Fido I've managed to find so far is 2-star. So that's definitely not a flex, and nothing shiny from the event. So for me, it's been a challenge, but I do think Fido is great, and I'm glad to see it's finally in the game.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let's sit down, get ourselves ready. Milo.
To be fair, I wasn't busy or ill, so I played to a loose extent, really. I would say not consistently every day, but I like Fido. It's one of my favourite Gen 9 Pokemon. I've even got the plushie behind my shoulder there.
Yes.
I managed to somehow pick up a 96% while on an errand somewhere, which is great. I think that's the best Fido I've got. But did trade to get a lucky and evolved Daxbun, and it looks amazing in game. Like, if you see a really well done pastry, that's what Daxbun looks like. It looks like just perfect before going Voltorb up, shall we say. But I did acquire a pair of blue balls. One from the very beginning of the event and one from the Spotlight Hour tonight. and a research shiny Electrike.
Of course.
Actually, sorry, as well as that, we got the additional spawns of Greavard and Hisuian Growlithe.
Yes.
Hisuian Growlithe decided to give me shinies yesterday and today.
Yeah, you and Newcombs, yeah.
Lovely. Fantastic. I'll have that amazing sort of golden shiny. Other than that, it was just a case of catching Fido. And honestly, it seemed like quite a chilled event. Don't know about you guys, that if you just sort of turn the game on, it's like, it wasn't crazy. Like, you look at the spawns and go, right, it's dogs and balls. Like, this is what it's focused around.
Milo, very good.
So that's it. But some of them are good. Some of them they're all quite nice shinies, really. We could have done with a few less Lillipup, for crying out loud. But hey, Fido was pretty common. And I really appreciated the Fido quests. Usually we'd see follow a route and like, for crying out loud. But I was sort of like, right, and get 3, go and do one of the short routes around here and complete them, and then you get the research stuff. And then it got added in with a pool of Pokemon later on in the event. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that global challenge was really quite satisfying because it wasn't too difficult, but there was something to get through every stage. It wasn't like, oh, we've got Fido now, there's no point doing anything.
It was satisfying for me because by the time I turned the game on Saturday, we'd already got to stage 2 and Fido should technically have been spawning.
Yeah.
It was a weird one because I turned the game on Saturday after doing some errands, and like it just like all these Fidos appeared, like a cluster of them. There was like 6 or 7 of them, and I was like going, "Oh wow, Fido's here!" And then after that moment, it didn't seem to be spawning anywhere. So I don't know if it was like a very quick little boost when it first was unlocked, and then it became a little bit more.
I certainly found on the first day they didn't seem to be everywhere. They did seem to be rarer.
Yeah, they're not everywhere, are they? I think
it was sort of mixed. I think they became a bit rarer when stage 4 was done, which was the extra spawns, which was Hisuian, Growlithe, and Greavard. Then it did seem to drop off a bit, but I got quite a few Fido. Just like, I'll save them up and trade them and see what happens.
Get your hundo one, Milo.
Let's hope. I just hope we find Fido somewhere if it's been put into a little research task or something, because I don't want this to be like a Kamala or a Sinistea where it's in for one event and it disappears for 12 months.
Tandemouse.
You can get Tandemouse through Party Play.
Can you?
Yeah. Like, we got loads of them on the community day. We're doing the party challenges. So Tandemouse you can actually still get. But Kamala disappeared for a year before it came back to be shiny. And Sinistea was Sinistea was actually in 2024. And, God knows when it's going to come back. Roadmap
2038, I think I've just heard. So it's all about the roadmap.
It makes sense.
It'll be released with the biscuit Pokemon when that comes out on a new event in Gen 11.
We should get Fido and Sinistea shinies dropped at the same time.
Very good. And maybe a custard cream one as well.
I'll have a Sinistea and Fido, please. S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît, exactly. So good. So yeah, there we go then. So anyway, Milo, there's got to be more exciting stuff to talk about than that, hasn't there?
Well, it's hard to eclipse what we're going to talk about now in...
It is, it's the news.
GOFest 2025, boys and listeners. As Ian alluded to in the cold open, we've never had GOFest information dropped in January. This is insane. So we've got the locations and the dates of the 3 in-person GOFests. No idea about global, but obviously global can kind of wait because it's global. However, let's just jump straight in, boys. The locations, first up, Osaka in Japan is having the APAC GOFest, and that is again the same time slot as 2024, roughly, May the 29th through to June the 1st, so really quite early on.
It is, and then literally 1 week later, yes, these are quick-fire GOFests this year. 1 week later, we'll be going to Jersey City in New Jersey in the USA. This one will be June the 6th, 2025 to June the 8th, 2025.
Yeah, I wish I could say this in French, but unfortunately I can't.
Quick, translate.
But literally a week after New Jersey, we've got the European GOFest. And yes, it is in Paris, France. Paris in France, Francais. And it's due the 13th to June the 15th. Oh, exciting.
Triple back to back.
Can you believe we're going to get through all 3 GOFests this year in the space of a month?
Well, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Let's go with that, boys. What do you think of that? Because I'm in two minds about it. Because in one way, I quite like it because it means that you're kind of locked in and focused, and not everybody is going to be able to do every single bit of travel. So I'd say realistically you could do 2.
I mean, you could technically
do
all
3.
3, but your
But that's
bank
one
balance
hell
would
of
be
a-
severely drained because
That's one hell of a lot of back
the
and forth.
Osaka event, especially, the prices for this year's GOFest are going to be stupidly high because I think there's some sort of expo on that Pokemon's a feature for.
Oh, is there?
The same weekend.
Because
Yeah.
I did look at flights for Osaka, but then I saw 37-hour layover time or 37-hour total travel. I'm like, maybe not with 2 stops.
Milo, you made me laugh. I looked at Sendai, at Osaka, and I went, I'm going to close my laptop now. Thank you very much.
Actually,
Open
what
another
actually
tab.
happened, I can tell you what actually happened is Milo looked at Osaka and he said, Marta, should we go to Japan? She's like, we are not staying a 37-hour layover just for 3 days.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that for 3
So
days.
he was
would you?
told.
Well, no, timing-wise, it's not really coinciding, shall we say, with work schedules for a lot of people. That's the only thing, is that all of the GoFests are kind of done and dusted before, which in a way is quite good because it's not, peak season for travel like we had with August.
Exactly.
being
Historically, there's
GoFest
always
central.
like 2 weeks between each one, so it gives you a lot more time to stay in these places, absorb them, see them. Whereas these are going to be, it's like we said, it's going to be a whirlwind tour for anyone that decides to do at least 2 or more of these. It's going to be busy.
That's what I mean. There are going to be people who are going to potentially struggle. I'm trying to think about the teams. I mean, I know there'll be different personnel and stuff, but there still will be people who will go to these GoFests and they won't get a break.
Yeah, and Sue's just said there's nothing to see in Jersey City, I promise. And she's right, but literally it's only the other side of the river to Manhattan. So again, it's New York without being New York this year because it's just the other side of the river.
Nice.
I think what you've got to remember though with it is like if you look at last year, so Japan's Sendai was the first one last year. That was 30th of May to June the 2nd, so they overlap in terms of the
same
start
timing.
point. But that's the only bit that actually matches them because you had Madrid then that follows it. So it went actually from Japan, APAC to Europe, then to America.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was Madrid after Sendai
Madrid
last
was
year.
about the same timing because it was around
middle of June, 14th to 16th of June. So only a week later.
That's right. And then there's 2 weeks between Madrid and New York. Yeah.
Yeah, New York was July the 5th to the 7th.
Yeah, because we was there over the 4th holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it ends about 3 weeks earlier this time around because it is back to back to back. But like, listen, you know what I think about it. It's like GoFest season isn't for people who want to travel and explore countries and get submerged in them. Not when they're back to back to back. They're literally go there, play the game, and then literally try and do as much as you can before you fly in to play the game elsewhere. And a lot of and again, we've got to respect it is the city element does allow players to stay out now for 3 days around a GoFest weekend. Before it wasn't. It was one ticket, 1 day. So actually, you had nothing else you could really do game wise on the other days. Now they've kind of made it accessible outside of parks in cities. You are going to have, as Ian says, very little time to actually soak yourself in and submerge yourself in it. And we felt that in Madrid, and you guys felt it in New York, didn't you? It was full on, wasn't it? It was flat out.
It was very flat out, that's for sure.
I think certainly for us being creators, we are flat out because we're not playing the game for 3 solid days. Well, Milo is, but the rest of us aren't. We're actually...
I can multitask.
Yeah. We're actually making a podcast and YouTube videos in and around...
Well, it's almost all more flat out because once the timings are done, everyday players will be able to we'll go and have a nice meal, we can rest and recuperate, we'll go and have a drink. I know for a fact from having talked to local community ambassador Vince and everything, there's going to be some kind of social in Paris. They're just trying to figure out a venue of where that's going to go over.
Of course, it's going to be. Of course, it's going to be.
So that's in the works.
And hope it's better than the one in Madrid.
Yeah, can we have it above ground, please?
Yes.
Can we have it above ground? That's all I'm asking.
All I will say is, and anybody that was at the one in Madrid will know I'm talking from, there was a lot of body odour.
Ours included.
The location is called BO.
Listen, I think new year, new start, new news, absolutely, and like good to have this stuff very early. And I think everyone's excited. I'm friends with a few people in different chat groups. Everyone's buzzing. Everyone's looking at hotels already. Everyone's looking at, and I think, from our perspective, I think we're very fortunate being the gateway to Europe from the UK, just by nature of how you can get in on the train. this is going to be a first time that we're going to be travelling abroad to a GoFest, not flying, which is absolutely
other than London. Yes,
which is absolutely crazy, but it's going to be fun and that in its own sense. And I just like the fact we know what we're aiming towards now. It is like literally
it's so good.
Yeah,
honestly, because previously we're lucky if we get 3 months in advance, and that causes complications for people booking time off of their work or just trying to get the planning logistics. Because I remember trying to look at flights to events, and you're like, this is really expensive because we're booking so late.
Yeah.
And you've got 6 months in advance, and you can actually get yourself some solid deals on travels. And I mean, I remember we heard bits and pieces about Paris having an event, hopefully, in the future. It was last year. It was all kind of one of those rumors circulating. And it's the GoFest for this year. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. It's a new country for Europe getting a GoFest. And that ticks France. Boom. Thank you very much.
And I have seen a few people online complaining, oh, well, they've given us the dates, but they've not told us the parks. They've not told us this, they've not told us that. It's the 7th of January, guys. Yeah. We're going to get all of this information as the weeks
We still don't know
progress.
Everything about Unovator.
Yeah, I mean, we should just be happy that we've got the dates and the cities, so basic plans can start to be formulated.
Also, what are we going to do for podcast content over the next 6 months if they gave everything now?
Yeah,
we're like, right, that's it done. Right, 5 months of dead.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take my hat off to Niantic. This is good news, and we don't need to know everything right at the beginning of January because we've never had this information before March, sometimes even April.
Well, really, all you need to do if you're looking to travel and stuff is lock in the physical travel. Don't necessarily need to lock in a hotel if you're bothered about waiting for park locations or anything like that. But we know kind of the format of a GoFest. You get 50% of a day in the park.
Yep.
Some events that are live events have a full day in the park, but either way, 1/3 as a maximum of your GoFest experience at one of these live events is going to be in the park.
Irrelevant, isn't it?
It doesn't necessarily matter that you need to stay nearby because you will travel to the park.
Some people won't even go to the park; they'll just do the whole thing as a city experience.
But it's a city experience, so it doesn't really matter where you stay. You can just coordinate if you have either local squad friends. I know tons of my community here in West London, like not only Milan, but now we've got Paris. Everybody's buzzing because Eurostar, bam, straight into Gare de Lyon.
I think that the city safari element really does take that pressure off it now, and I think, like you said, I think as people play the game more and become their first experience, seasoned pros of going to these events and that, I think I've noticed certainly. I don't know if it's because we're creating content the way we do now, but I have noticed that people are more happy to take time away from the game at these events now. Because, certainly the majority of people, you can see people just chatting to each other. And I think this is something.
Oh, we had this last year, didn't we? Yeah.
And I sort of said to the boys, I said, I want to make sure in Madrid that I'm not just playing the game all the time. I'm actually having conversations, talking to people, savouring it. Okay, our calendars and our diaries meant that, we had responsibilities and things that we needed to do over them. But that was part of it, and I felt that really refreshing. And actually, going out having dinner, not playing the game was so good. It was just nice, just people chatting. But at the same time, there'll be people going out there and hitting it so hard, and the city experience gives you the opportunity to do that in different places.
Absolutely.
For tourism, it's fantastic. It takes it away from being a little thing in the park outside the city that everyone's talking about, maybe, to actually people are going out and spending money all around the city, and you can actually stay anywhere in theory in there to do it. It's so exciting.
Guys, and actually, I know you guys made this joke off of recording, I believe, but Paris, France, GoFest, if you're in the PvP arena and you don't pick up a baguette,
yes,
what are you doing?
We're going to be hyping this over the next 5 months.
Participating
you
in
need
the
to take
baguette
a
league.
Baguette to the GBL arena.
I challenge you.
We will be challenging. Well, I had my ass kicked basically in Madrid. We'll be doing the same with our baguettes.
You'll have your baguette kicked.
Baguette league.
A chain of garlics around your neck and a baguette in hand. That's what we expect.
With a stripy top.
Yes.
I can't wait. We'll be so stereotypical out there. It's going to be fantastic.
I take 3 baguettes of mine versus your 3 baguettes. Let's see who comes out on top.
So we know the dates. We know the locations.
Mm-hmm.
What would we like to see? So let's focus on the game, let's say, then. We can all pick one and pick a prediction, or we can have a look at them across and think, is there anything that could be quite nice to be released this. But what do you think the theme might be for this year's GOFest? Have we got any ideas? Because it was all around. It was around Fusion, wasn't it? The Crossbow, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Gen 7 themed because it was Sun and Moon.
That was it. Yeah, so we had all the little Pikachus and Eevees with their Sun and Moon crowns on. What do we think these ones could be themed around?
It's difficult to say because we've had a right old mix of, Gen 8 from the previous season, and now we're getting some Gen 9 stuff, Fido, etc., and Sprigatito. I have a feeling they'll go more chronological with their own format, not necessarily the main series game.
Yeah.
We've already had Shiny Zacian and Zamazenta. I reckon they could go down the route of Gen 9 and drop perhaps Miraidon and Koraidon, the Gen 9 legendaries, and go that way. It might be too much because for a fact that somewhere in GOFest, a Gigantamax is going to be a feature.
This is the year, isn't it? This is where we're going to see it big, aren't we?
Yes,
definitely.
They're going to push
G
G-Max this year for sure.
But then if they're doing G-Max, do they stick it alongside the whole road of Gen 8, and then bring in... There are the different versions of Zacian and Zamazenta, the hero versions. Wolves holding shields and swords.
He's good, isn't he, Ian? He's good, isn't he? The hero versions. You love this. He knows this. He knows his stuff, doesn't he?
There's some knowledge up there.
I would hope that he would, because we obviously know there are two forms of both of those legendaries, Zamazenta, Zacian. But, I mean, building on what Milo said, without negating the whole conversation, the theming to me really doesn't matter. It's a GOFest. It's going to be epic regardless of what they do. It's
absolutely
GOFest.
Shiny Fido, please. That'll be good.
I think for France, we'll get Shiny Klefki released as part of the bump of stuff. I think that'd be quite nice. It is a French regional Pokemon.
Shiny Klefki, what, isn't that part of this year's tour?
No, I
next
think
year.
I think Klefki is Kalos.
Yeah, so that'll be next year's tour.
They'll just lump it in. Oh, I don't remember what the Gen 8 mythical is, because obviously we have Marshadow for last year 24. 25, what is Gen 8's mythical?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Zarude.
Oh,
isn't it?
Zarude. Shiny Zarude.
Isn't there, I think there's another version of Zarude. I remember Francesco mentioning it in passing.
Yeah, Zarude is the Gen 8 mythical. It's the only mythical in
something
Gen
called
8.
a Dada form or something along those lines.
Dada form.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Dada.
Because we've
I love it.
We've had Zarude twice over the space of 3-4 years, and it was each a paid ticket research. So maybe you could get another Zarude if they did a Gen 8 themed GOFest. I don't know. It's all very, very exciting and so up in the air, and we can just speculate for however many months or weeks it's going to be before they release some actual information.
Just doing a quick search, there's still Zerora, which is
Zerora.
mythical.
Oh yes,
which was released
sort of like
Moon.
That's like another cat, isn't it?
Which looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, potentially that,
because it doesn't have to be a shiny mythical; it just has to be a mythical.
Oh yeah, Zerora. Is that the one, Ian? Yeah.
Zerora.
Yeah,
that's
Zerora.
still outstanding. That's still one that we've not had in game yet.
And Volcanion. We've not had Volcanion yet.
Oh,
either.
Volcanion.
That's true. We haven't.
It very much depends on the style of the GOFest, what they're going to go.
It could be.
And we've got the other Meloetta forms still, haven't we? We've still not had the Pirouette form, have we? For Meloetta.
Oh, you guys, I'm so proud.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comments in the chat, and we're just talking about mythicals that haven't hit. We're not necessarily saying Gen 8.
No.
Because it doesn't necessarily have to be Gen 8.
Well, we know it doesn't necessarily have to follow format because, Unovator is getting Meloetta shiny and Meloetta is a Gen 6 Pokemon. So we know nothing necessarily has to follow a generational format.
I think they'll put the Resolute form of Keldeo as well. That's kicking around. There's quite a few, isn't there, actually, when you think about it? They don't have to go...
Cool. There's a good pool.
Yeah, they don't have to go into necessarily
Roadmap.
generational order,
They
do
don't,
they?
because let's face it, in 2 more years' time, they'll have run out of generations if that is the case, if they're only doing one every year.
And because theoretically they've caught up, really, because Gen 8's now released,
So
and there's a lot
there are
of stuff
mythicals
in Gen
that
8
haven't
and
been
9.
released in game. They don't necessarily have to do one per generation every year.
Yeah,
No,
true.
they don't. And again, like we said, if they're changing the format, being different maybe this year, it might be completely out there. But it's exciting, though. It's exciting. I agree. I agree with what Ian said, and I think me and you, Milo, have kind of fed off that. Like, it doesn't matter what it's there. It's GOFest season, baby. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be something new. There's going to be a chase of stuff for everybody that goes out to these events.
And that's it. We're all going to be at, I think it's safe to say, we're all going to be at the Paris event.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we all may or may not be at the New York event. I think it's safe to say none of us can afford to go to Japan this year.
No, we always say that every year, though, don't we?
But we do it every year. Milo's like, I was going to go to Japan.
I looked, and it's not too much of a stretch, but it's just as we've always said, trying to get to Japan from the UK.
It's easier for us to travel west than to travel east, which I know goes against everything Mark stands for, but it's true.
Yeah, and also you wouldn't be going to Japan just for GoFest. You'd be going out and making a holiday of it as well, and you'd be spending about a week out there.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'd be getting on those trains, finding those Pokemon parks, exploring it.
That's the
getting in
other
the
thing.
culture. You wouldn't be going there just for GoFest. Oh.
This timeline, you would have to do your extended Japan travel before.
Yeah,
because you just don't know. Once you're into the GoFest events, it's bang, done. You can't.
It is. It's literally
escape.
quick fire. Bang, bang, bang.
Unless you don't go to America, that is. Obviously.
Wash your mouth out, Whitfield.
Hang on.
The mouth has been washed out. So yeah, there we go. So
GoFest, baby. Yeah.
GoFest, baby.
I say this with love. I saw there's a lot of people online getting a bit twitchy about global dates not announced. Don't worry about this. Like I said, this is 6 months away.
Yeah.
The global event, I can guarantee
matter.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I can guarantee you it will probably be in June at some point.
The only time it really realistically would matter is if you're on holiday or vacation, for example. Yeah. But then you're still away. You'd still be able to play it wherever you are.
It's a global event, and that we know from formats there won't be a remote raid cap. So you can raid if you want to.
Yes.
Because usually we know what the next shiny dragon is going to be. It's like this year, are they going to go Gen 8 or are they going to go Gen 9 with it? Are we going to get Frigibacks or are we going to get Dreepy with the global
I like how you did your Justin Timberlake thing there.
He's bringing
Frigibacks.
Oh, he's bringing Frigibacks.
I went completely over my head.
Milo, you're a JT generation lad, aren't you? Come on.
JT.
Not JT Valor.
Hang on.
Noise.
But no, it's big, it's exciting, and there's a lot more to come. And hopefully we can do something special for these GoFests this year.
Damn right.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to park the news part one. Oh, no, we're not. Actually, guys, I've got some good news.
What?
19th of January, we're going to have Shadow Ho-Oh Raid Day. What do you think about that?
Oh.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
I love that.
As a first Shadow Raid Day, it's Ho-Oh.
Yeah, and Ho-Oh has been in so many events, but as we said, it's a Shadow. It's the first Shadow Raid Day. I don't know. It's one of these where I'm finding it hard to get excited for.
I mean, fair cop to anybody who didn't do the Shadow Ho-Oh Raid weekend that was very much towards the beginning of 2024. This 3-hour window, so it's 2 to 5 p.m. on January the 19th, which is a Sunday, but there is an increased chance of getting the shiny from raids, and you get your boosted 5 additional free passes. So it's a standard raid day format, and actually Shadow Ho-Oh will get Sacred Fire, which is quite good.
And for me, selfishly, like I've said before, a 3-hour event's better for me because it means I can travel somewhere because people will be playing it, and it's
you're more likely to get buy-in from people being a 3-hour window rather than it just being
100%. I'd definitely rather have a 3-hour raid day for something like this than a weekend.
Yeah,
because I know for a weekend, if you don't have a car, you're stuffed because you're just sort of sat around waiting. We've discussed that endlessly with Shadow Raid weekends. Like, where are the raids? You have to wait 6 hours for one to pop up, and then it's 40 minutes away or something like that. I like this, and if they do this for Shadow Mewtwo, it would be quality. But we know we're probably going to get Shadow Lugia first.
Mewtwo, but you do it after this. It's going to be Lugia next.
Yeah, said before you did.
I think the interesting thing I find is I'm still yet to get in the game a sort of from a raid. This is a Shadow Shiny. Never had one.
Oh,
never
this is your chance.
No, but I think like you said, like raid weekends, which we've all agreed the format doesn't really work unless you've got a car and you've got a 50-mile radius you can jump in and travel to. It doesn't really work. And I think, have they made a point of saying it's a shiny boost, have they?
Yes, it's on the article. It says there's an increased chance of encountering shiny Ho-Oh from Shadow Raids.
And that'll probably be because it's over those 3 hours. So actually that works well. So I'm like you, Kerry, as well. Just see Kerry's put on there. Haven't got the shiny Shadow Ho-Oh yet. If
There we go.
anything, it's a very good shiny. Lovely gold. Love that gold colour with that purple aura. It will look very nice.
It's good. And it's an okay fire-type Pokemon and flying Pokemon. It's actually okay as a Shadow. So it could be worse.
Could be Lugia.
Anyway, Lugia, so let's not put that one out into the universe because that will happen.
No.
But there is a little bit more news.
Ooh, what have we got, Ian?
Well, it was finally announced that the Comday Classic is indeed Ralph's.
Yes.
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 So
Yeah,
I'm
brings
still
back memories,
getting,
Ian.
still getting flashbacks for Will and Lake back in the day.
I remember that very well, Ian. Very well.
That's proper good news.
Well, yes.
How many you got? You lost more drones than you shinies you caught, didn't you, Ian? Was that how it
Are you going to lose a drone this time?
Well, I lost the drone, and also I think, if I remember right, it took me nearly 2 hours to get my first shiny on the original OG.
So a dose of PTSD then?
I do have PTSD from Ralph's OG Comday.
Honestly, as Comday Classics go, that was, I think, kind of the final belter that you could have, really. Out of all the really good ones from previous, we had Bagon and Beldum last year. There are still some starter ones that could be good, but Ralts is fantastic as a choice.
Kara made a comment in the chat saying, do you want to go back for the Classic? You know what? Just for Bants, I actually would go back to Will and Lake, but it's unfortunately not the best place to play Pokemon Go, but I would go back just for the Bants, actually.
Yeah. I think. What day is it on? What day is that on?
25th, so it's a Saturday.
Ooh.
Saturday 25th, 2 to 5 p.m. I will be in Bristol because I have a drum and bass gig that night. So,
of course he does.
I will be playing in my hometown, which is the first time I'm playing Comday there, which I'm looking forward to. But honestly, because we've got Mega Gallade this weekend, and we know Gardevoir has its Mega as well, and Curly is part of the Fashion Week with its costume and a shiny boost. I know you can't evolve it, but I think I said this to somebody. It's like, really, with this being announced, it's like January is kind of just Ralts candy, XL candy, just extravaganza, really. It's crazy.
Well, I like it. It's good. It's a good one. Some good news there at the end.
There is a $2 ticket.
Oh, Will and Lake. Marky, is it going to happen?
I'm not ruling anything out at the moment. I'm not ruling anything out.
And last week we said we'd never do meetups for Classics, but...
that argument got binned because you guys did Swin Up together. So.
And that argument got binned because we did Eevee together.
Well, Eevee was just 2.0. That wasn't a Classic, was it?
Wow.
No, but you guys did meet up for Swin Up Classic.
We did, yeah.
At Will and Lake. So maybe that's the only place we meet up for
Classics. Yeah, maybe.
Will and Lake.
Maybe. Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do. Well, we're going to bring a little fun bit back, actually talk about things that we should have known and showing our age a little bit on some of the previous conversations that we've had since the show started recording. I thought I'd have a nice sort of fun getting to know you question, guys, if you're ready for this.
Just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
So I watched an episode of Big Bang Theory, one of my favourite ones actually in the first season, first series, and it was the one where Leonard wins a bid for a time machine.
Oh, yes. The time machine.
Time machine. And they're there going, don't worry, we sort of snipe it at the end. Someone's going to bid for it in the last few seconds. Anyway, they don't, and they have a time machine. And it got me thinking, not necessarily about going back to times before we were born, but it got me thinking about times in my past that I've gone, do you know what? If I could go back to that age, that time, that'd be pretty good fun. The question I wanted to ask you boys is, if you could be any age for the rest of your life, though, so you can't get back in your time machine after a week and say, I want to come back to today.
It's a one-way ticket.
It's a one-way ticket. If you could be any age for the rest of your lives, which age would you choose and why? And I think it'd be fun to hear Ian.
So when I first read this, there was a lot of head scratching because, as you've said, you are going back to being a point in your life, a specific age that you would stay forever until you ceased being. So I thought back, and then I thought, well, when did I do the sort of the most interesting stuff? When did I do the stuff that was kind of like really quite cool? And other than now doing the podcast with you guys, but I really wouldn't want to be this age for the rest of my life, I figured the sweet spot would probably be somewhere about 35, because that was the time when I was doing a lot of road trips, a lot of sort of travel, a lot of seeing new places. So I would say mid-30s for me.
I've got to be honest, mine is kind of along the same reasoning, but I would pick the age I am now, really.
That's the reason I've not picked it, even though I do probably more travel now than I did back then.
Just sticking with, because obviously I don't have as many years under my belt as these two, but...
All right, Milo, steady on.
It's just facts. No ulterior motive.
Milo's going, oh, well, between Ian and Mark, they've got nearly 90 years. Well, I've got 29.
I said he was
So
15.
as a podcast collective, what have we got? No, because the last few years of what we've been doing as a podcast, personal life and content stuff and travel and visiting places, trying things out, it's been amazing and such a good, enjoyable whole experience. So I would pick, I would stick with 29, which is why I am now, before I turn 30 in a couple of weeks.
So for clarification, for anyone listening that doesn't know how to answer this, is you go back to that time when you were that age as well. So it's like you go back, what you're doing in that time window is why you want to pick that age. That's why Ian's gone mid-30s. Milo's gone 29, so he wants to stay immortalised as of today. He's living the best year of his life right now.
But
He's not even talking about before the show. This is his peak.
So theoretically, I would never ever get to Novator LA or Milan, but 24 was a banger. So,
Well, you would, but you'd just stay the same age.
oh, okay, so yeah, fine. I thought you'd say you repeat the same
No, you're
year,
not
as it
repeating.
were.
You're not in a time loop.
No, you're just that age for the rest of your life.
If
so.
we were in a time loop, I wouldn't mind that, but okay.
We are. We do the same
29.
thing every Tuesday.
29. We're revisiting episode 180 something. Great.
29 is a good age, Milo.
Francesco's picked 100 years, guys, because that means he's lived long enough.
Right. Francesca, we all know the Italians live to well beyond 100, so
It's all the
don't
olive
sell
oil,
yourself
Francesco.
short.
It's the olive oil.
The olive oil.
But if you pick that age, you're
I don't think I'd want
fast
to be
tracking
100
yourself to
because
the end point.
I'd be like incontinent and not
you'd
be
be
able to look
dribbling
after
out of
myself.
both ends.
I mean, I do enough of that as it is. Let us be honest.
Well, you're ill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crumb of comfort.
Oh no, he's not
do I
having
get the
any more.
crumb? The crumbs back?
No, you certainly do not, Mr. Vassafel. No crumbs of comfort for you, sunshine.
Not the 2 weeks back to back. But come
No.
on, Marky, what would you pick as your prime age?
I looked at it and went, I do feel older now. I feel a little bit, my body's a bit achy, back hurts a lot. I struggle now being on my feet for more than a couple of hours at a time. I've got to that sort of age now where I do feel I'm aging, and it's quite a depressing way to be. But then it makes you feel more fondly of the times when you weren't. And I thought this was actually, I listened to the song "Sunscreen" by Baz Luhrmann, isn't it? And there's a line in it which I think the day it happens will be a sad day for all of us. It's the day your knees stop working. And I was going, oh my goodness, I can't imagine my knees not working. It's like, you will miss them the moment they go, sort of thing. I was like going, oh my goodness. So maybe actually I'm not feeling as bad as I could be in the future. So I was like, what did I like? What do I do now that I used to do? And what did I really enjoy doing? I was going to pick a similar age to you boys, actually, which will make the poll very, very pointless because it'd just be people picking their favourite number. Really, but the last stage I was where I was thoroughly enjoying life. I was in Australia. I was working hard, playing sport, doing all the things I don't do now. Mm-hmm. Was 27, 28.
How did I know you'd pick that number?
Oh, there you go.
Because I was that age when I was doing it, and it was a great time in my life. Now, I would like to think that I would be still doing the things again. It isn't time locking you or location locking you. It's about how I felt then
in the time.
Time. So I was at my peak. I was pretty good at some sports. I was actually playing for a couple of teams, was doing stuff like that. So actually really in a good place. And that's where I think my age would be. I'd go very, very late 20s. And I think that was a good time. I enjoyed that.
So Mark 27, Milo 29, and me 35.
Might as well just say on the poll, pick a number.
Any
number. Out of these three.
Pick a number.
Could you please pick a number?
Yeah, so I'll listen, the poll isn't going to have any real relevance tonight, but I'd be interested to see what our listeners thought. We'll listen to the comments as well, and we'll reveal those at the end
I'll
of
add in
the
Francesco's.
show.
Kerry said put Francesco's 100 in there as well as a fourth option.
For crying out loud.
Oh, my days.
Go on then. Put 100 down and see who votes for it.
Well, to be fair, us three of all our hours are like quite close to each other,
Yeah.
so we might see who else wants to get involved.
Yeah.
But there we go. That is the question. Good question. Nice to have for us
I
to have a
liked
bit of a
it.
chat about
Yeah.
that. I thought it was something a bit different. And I like in the chat, Patreon exclusive chat, live show recordings, gold members. We've been chatting with them as we've been going along, and there's been some very good answers in there. And that's a nice perk for the gold Patreon membership. If you want to join in and join the Incense family, it means we do the questions of the week, the getting to know yous. We all get engaged with it and we have a bit of fun. So that is always good. F is for fun. But I talk about something else is fun. Ian, I think you're the game lord tonight, aren't you?
Well, I shouldn't be. It should be Milo last week, but I seem to be. And we're going to have a game of, well, your favourite game, Mark.
Chasing the tail?
I could play it.
Yes, Shiny Happy Pokémon is back for
Shiny
its
Flappy
first
Pokemon.
round. Pardon?
Shiny Flappy Pokemon.
Shiny Clappy Pokemon. No, that's a different game.
Clappy or Flappy. What?
Or as we called it in New York 2 years ago, Shiny.
We can't go down that road, unfortunately.
Oh, if only Mark knew what we used to call his game. He'd never sleep again.
He does, I'm sure.
I'm sure that was pillow talk when you boys were doing your own little bromance things together with me not there.
It's
I'm
never
sure.
been aired. Oh.
So yes.
was
Anyway,
catchy.
we digress. Shiny Happy Pokemon is a game where you two are going head to head in a bit of a Mexican standoff.
We need that on the soundboard, that noise, so we can
We
include.
really do.
We do actually. Edit note: Milo clip.
Yes,
Coconut
the
Create
Cowboy.
the sting.
So the rules are very simple. I'm going to give you a Pokemon or a part of a Pokemon, and you will need to tell me what the shiny variant of said Pokemon is. So, for example, if I said, Milo, what is the primary color of shiny Charmander? You would say,
No.
yeah, like a goldy orange. Yes, we'll give you that one. And it is that simple. We're going to play first to... Actually, we're going to play best of 3. So, essentially, first to 2.
Okay, then. The game master.
Going to be as follows. Whitfield first, Barrow second.
Wow.
So.
Shock horror.
Shocker!
Shock, horror, and Didio. Anyway.
Is there going to be increasing difficulty, or are you just going to lump us into the deep end?
No, because and I said I'd get this in somewhere in the show, because it's Unova Tour in 6 weeks.
Actually, since you brought up LA, Ian, good news.
What?
As of this weekend, we have just dropped the 2025 LA merch lines. They're available on our merch stores right now. And there's so many different products, aren't there, Ian?
Oh, there's so many. The US Oceania store has a bigger selection, but even the European store looks awesome. There's some great lines in there. Absolutely.
I know you've been eyeing up the baseball jacket already.
No, it's the baseball shirt, although the baseball jacket does look fire.
Okay, Francesco messaged me about the baseball jacket then.
Yeah, Milo and sport and sports attire apparel,
I won't be doing
should
that one.
say. No,
I won't be doing that one.
Actually, the last time we did the baseball jacket, Whitfield, was for Vegas, and it was...
Oh, yeah, Vegas. No, but there's so many good bits and pieces on there. It's available now, and I believe until the 17th of January, there's free shipping on the stores. So
Let's get shopping.
check out either link. They're in
it.
the descriptions, or you can find them on our link tree. Go and grab some of the LA merch for 2025, peeps.
Rep it at the Rose Bowl.
Rep it at the Rose Bowl. Nice. That should be a slogan.
Rep it at the Rose Bowl and other places as well.
Yes. And Mark did a very good job of keeping us in Unova last week.
Oh, he did, actually, yeah.
He did, yes. We're gonna go with a very Unova-centric Shiny Happy Pokemon. So,
Oh, no.
first up, Mr. Whitfield.
Yeah.
Vitters.
Shiny Roggenrola is a great Pokemon. We had a good
Fond
community day
memories.
within Nottingham the other year. Tell me, what is the center circular color on Shiny Roggenrola?
The central circle
Yes.
bit is orange.
It most certainly is orange.
I've seen enough of them.
Now, Mark,
Yes.
we know that you're partial to a Drilber.
Oh, yeah, that's shiny I still haven't got. But yeah, go for
that's
it.
shiny. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's harsh.
So, tell me, what is essentially the stripy body? What is the colour of the stripy body part of Shiny Drilber?
I don't even know
That's
I don't even know how to describe the colour. It's like a browny peachy colour, isn't it? Browny pinky colour. I know it's got a blue nose, but
It does have a blue nose, and I was going to go there, but I thought maybe that's too hard for a round one question. I don't know. You see, I'd say that's burgundy.
Yeah, I would never have said burgundy. I don't even know the colour.
You got the body.
I said the stripe.
Yeah,
You said the
I
stripy
said the
body.
stripy body, which is burgundy, I would say.
Yeah.
I would never have used the term burgundy, so I don't think I'm right then, Ian. So,
See, being French, you could have said
Maroon.
wine, I suppose.
Vino,
Vino.
rouge
Rouge.
vino.
Maroon, we're getting comments.
The faded
for.
rouge.
Wow, gone are the days where we went yellow, blue, green, red, black.
Yeah,
We attempt to be sophisticated, shall we say?
Exactly. Now,
It's evolved.
actually, because you got that one wrong, Mark, you can have round two's first option. We all know that one of your favourite Pokemon is Ducklet.
Okay.
Senses doubt.
So I'm just telling you the polls were playing the game, so it's
Yeah,
like...
Can you
Jesus.
tell me, and I'm not going to be a git and say what is the colour of Ducklet's feet, can you tell me what is the colour of the sort of ruffly body part at the bottom of Shiny Ducklet?
Oh, God. That's a shiny I think I had to trade for.
He
Is it
didn't
like
do New York.
No, is it like
Yeah.
apricot-y colour, yellowy colour? Or... No?
I'm starting to feel really
Okay.
bad here. It's purple.
He did the normal one, I think.
Yeah, we did Crabberola in.
Well, Milo for the win. Go for it.
Let's get it deliberately wrong.
Don't. Don't. I don't want to be 0 for 3.
Okay, so Milo, Mr. Whitfield.
Mhm.
Vittles.
Yeah.
What colour are the eyes of Shiny Gollet?
Wow. Just wow. Shiny Golette. I'm trying to remember. They're a similar tone to one of the bits on its body. I'm going to go like for are they faded pale green?
Well, they're not faded and pale, but they are green.
Oh, well done, Milo.
Green is in
You did
the
say green. We'll give you that.
selection of words I
Yes.
use.
So yes, with the best of three, actually, dare I say it, with the whitewash? But then again, I would have struggled to get some of those as well, Mark. So no shade on you, but Whitfield is the winner for the second week in a row.
Do you want to make it a proper best of three and see if you can get the last one right?
Let's just do it for S and G's. Okie dokie.
Things.
So Masterful 27.
What are we doing?
We just
Doing
put in
one
one
more.
more in.
Oh, so I'm trying to put the poll out. Right.
Let him
go
let
on.
him do- let
Go
him
on,
do
no,
the
go on.
poll.
I've done it now. Go on.
You've done it.
So Milo really wants you to get one right, Mark. So for a point, tell me what colour is the helmet of Shiny Pawnyard?
The helmet.
Blue.
A point.
Uno point.
It's not a whitewash.
I feel like I've cheated the technicality of a whitewash there. Here's an empty goal. You just put the ball in the net and say you've scored.
We've moved the goalie out of the way.
So Whitfield still wins with 2-1, but valiantly fought, Masterful 27.
Valiantly fought. Oh dear.
We like Shiny Happy Pokemon.
We do.
Quality game.
We do.
It won best game for episode
It
200.
did. It really did.
Newest game?
Didn't have much competition, but it
Didn't
was the
actually.
best.
So Whitfield, let's head back in to part 2 of this week's.
Is the news.
And part 2 of the news, we are talking about the Team Go Rocket takeover that will be happening during Fashion Week. Well, actually, it's not during Fashion Week; it's after the Fashion Week, but it's
But it's
second
part of
half
the Fashion
the
Week.
Fashion Week, the Fashion Fortnight, in fact, they should have called it. This event,
Not quite.
the Fashion Fortnight. You see, we should have done that. Why didn't we go with that? This event will run from January the 15th at midnight and run through to January the 19th, which is a Sunday at 8 p.m. your local time.
And folks, we have a Pokemon debut.
Debuts.
It is another new 12-kilometer egg locked poison Pokemon because The toxic mouse Pokemon Shroodle and its evolution Graphii, these are Gen 9 Pokemon. They will be available to hatch from these 12-kilometer eggs moving forwards. Honestly, they're on the poster. I don't think much of Shroodle, but Graphii is one of my faves. That looks awesome.
Actually, yeah, the base form looks
weird.
A bit weird. The evolution does look quite mean, actually.
It'd be quite bad if you had a rodent infestation
badass,
of those.
I like the little baby one. It's got a little tongue sticking out. It looks quite cute, actually. Yeah.
Toxic mouse.
I think it looks a bit like Francesco.
I think whatever medication you are on, you should probably speak to your doctor. It's got some wacko side effects.
As it talks.
He's doing the Italian hand gesture. This thing doesn't even have proper hands.
We're walking on its paws, isn't it?
Well, fear not, everybody. If you're not going to be hatching 12-kilometer eggs for this event, and if you're not, you're probably going to miss out on this Pokemon. There are event bonuses. And yes, Team Go Rocket will be appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in those pesky balloons. And you can use a charged TM to help a poor shadow Pokemon forget that charged attack frustration.
Yeah, it's been a joke that we've not done for a while, but I definitely need to forget frustration as well.
We need to remove frustration from our baguettes, don't we, boys?
We do.
No frustrated baguettes.
We do.
All right, in this house, thank you.
Now, the next part of this article makes me smile because it says surprise encounters. Smile.
Yeah.
You might have a surprise encounter with a Krogunk wearing a Fashion Week costume when you take a snapshot during the event. That's not really a surprise encounter, is it? They've told us now, so it's not.
Yeah, there's no surprise
Yeah.
anymore.
Boo.
Unsurprising encounter. I actually missed having that in the Fashion Week. That's one of the cool ones with the backwards cap.
That was a Croydon gunk,
anyway,
wasn't it?
the Croydon gunk. Jesus Christ. Now, we know with the Team Rocket takeover, Giovanni switches out his legendary, and I thought they would have plagued us with the Lake Trio for 3 months or 9 months, but we're getting Shadow Palkia from Giovanni's balloons stuff and his Pokestop battles. So you will be able to claim this special research that's coming in until the end of the Pokemon Go Dual Destiny, which is on March the 4th at 9:59 a.m. So for the rest of the season, you'll be able to sort out this special research to get your Giovanni Super Rocket Radar. That's fantastic. That's really cool.
Just wait till they bring in Shadow Dialga.
Ooh, coming up next. I was so surprised. I was like, seriously, we've got some terrible things they could have put in. But no, go straight with the banger.
It's a banger. Palkia. I did pick Palkia on the last ticket event where we could go. Was it Palkia or Dialga? I did go Palkia. Yeah.
Pearl or Diamond.
Anyway, there are Shadow Pokemon. So yes, Team Go Rocket Grunts and their leaders Sierra, Cliff and Arlo will be using different Shadow Pokemon. And Team Go Rocket has also turned the following Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon and Shadow in that little sentence there. But defeat Team Go Rocket Grunts to save them. Yeah, there's some bangers in here. We've got Shadow Talo Swift making its debut.
Fantastic.
We've got Shadow Snivy. Milo will be happy. And
Milo will be getting excited over that
Shadow
one.
Tepig. We'll all be going back to my village and playing that, yeah.
That's better.
We've got the one that no one cares for. Well, Ian likes his water ones. Shadow Oshawott, or Osha Waterfall. That's there. Shadow Trubbish. Do you know what? That'll look quite cool, actually. With the, almost like...
Yeah, I quite like that idea. You can imagine all the smoke coming, all the steam coming off it.
Steaming bag of
garbage.
Steaming bag of effluence,
I think our friend Brandon
Fantastic.
7 will be happy about that as well. And obviously, the one which has plagued us on previous events, Shadow Bunnelby. I think when that shiny comes out of his red eyes and the aura, that'll look pretty Devil Bunny-ish. So I like that. Pokemon Rescue from Team Go Rocket Grunt may be shiny Pokemon if you're lucky. So we'll see what other ones that have already released are in the mix.
Yeah, now Mark's either looking after me or trolling me because I've been given eggs. This is the following Pokemon will hatch from 12-kilometer eggs. Shroodle.
Ian.
One moment with this. It's the only one listed, but it doesn't say in a sentence anywhere that
I know what you're saying. There will be the usual 12K
This is in
pool.
addition to all regular Pokemon. That is not on the article. And I'm going to hedge my bets here that Vass is right. There's a typo. There was supposed to be a sentence in there and they've forgotten to put it in But if Shroodle is the only thing hatching
It's
from 12k
not.
eggs,
Don't even put
that's
that. That's
mental.
It's not. They've never
It's
given you a
literally
pool of
in
one
black
Pokemon.
and green on the article, Vasa.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
not.
has been laid out.
It will
It
not
won't be.
just
We
be
know
one
this.
Pokemon. I can guarantee that for you.
I am 99% with you.
I wasn't trolling you, Ian, but maybe I was. I don't know. I do apologise for my misdemeanour or my mischievous. Anyway, we have Shadow Raids, and yes, the following Pokemon will be appearing in Shadow Raids. Gyms not under Team Go Rocket control may still host other raids, but the 1-star raids, yeah, my little, I've got a soft spot for the 1-star raids. I have got 4 of them here, and then we have got Nidoran male and female, and routes that could be shiny, and Shadow Totodile. Wow, that is an interesting 4th one they've put in there. My advice to you is give it a go if you want the Shadow shiny, but if you don't bother with Totodile. There you go. That's my advice.
Well, yeah. Totodile can't be Shadow shiny.
No, it can't, but I'm sure, Milo, the 3-star eggs are looking good.
Questionable. Your 3-star Shadow Raids, folks, have 0 shiny potential, so avoid these like a plague. Shadow Electabuzz, Shadow Magmar, and finally, cry small tear for Ian, who doesn't have a shiny of this at all, Shadow Wobbuffet.
Oh, Ian.
I really don't. I really do not. I
Ian.
don't have the Shadow. I
None
don't
of
have the
those could
shiny.
be
I
Shadow
don't have,
shiny, so
yeah.
it's just like, why bother do those 3-star raids? Because they're mostly terrible.
Yeah, now moving on to the Field Research Task Rewards. By completing Field Research Task Awards, you will be able to get the following rewards: Mysterious Components, Charged TMs, and Fast TMs.
Boo.
Oh, Ian. That was a short, swift, and
There's
sharp.
not really any
wasn't
way
it,
to
there,
pad
mate?
it out.
There really is no way of padding that out.
No, we do have collection challenges and showcases and a web store still available.
Oh, well, hang on.
Just
Good
Can't pad
news.
those out, really.
I've got the final bit of the article here. The event bundle.
Ooh,
What? I'll tell you for what. A
What?
Team Go Rocket box will be available during this event. For 300 Pokecoins, you can get a incubator and a rocket radar and a premium battle pass. That's actually all right value, to be honest.
That pretty much covers the cost of the box, I
Yeah.
should say.
Yeah, that's a
Well, if you
positive,
work
isn't
it out,
Ian?
yeah. But if you work it out one way, you get a free incubator.
Are we happy
Could
with
be
that, Ian?
worse.
Are we happy?
It could be worse.
Have we got happy Ian in the
Happy
room?
Vasa.
What are we thinking? Happy Vasa.
You've got an indifferent
Oh,
Ian in the room.
an indifferent
I think,
Vasa.
with
Quite
that.
good with your name. I am Indifferent Waterfall.
Indifferent,
Ian Different.
but here.
Dealing different. Love it. Well, there we go. That
Nice.
is that. What do we think about this one? I mean, I'm obviously over the moon that Palkia's been dropped straight in there. Shadow Palkia's going to be pretty cool, I think.
That's quality
It's all
legendary.
right.
Like usable legendary, and good luck on getting a decent one. But for a Team Rocket takeover coinciding with Fashion Week, I'm kind of glad in a way there isn't too much of a clash. The only things that do annoy me a little bit is the 3-star Shadow Raids, because they're going to stop the 3-star Fashion Week raids from appearing, probably, with the likes of the Dragonite, etc. in it. But dropping a brand new Pokemon in 12-kilometer regs, it's not shiny. It's a bit like Varoom. If you want to go for it, but it's going to be in 12-kilometer regs from here on out. So there's no particular rush on getting it. We will get new Shadow Shinies from the team leaders. Don't know what they're going to be yet, but they're usually okay. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm content
With the content.
with the Team Rocket content. What about you, Marky? Are you content?
I'm content with it. I'm content with it. Like I said, Palkia, big tick there. And the fact that Shadow Totodile's been dropped is just the icing on the cake for me. No, I mean, I'm like Ian. Shadow Trubbish is probably the one that lends to having that purpley, stinky aura like around it.
Stardust boosted too.
Oh, very good. Stardust boosted. There we go. Yeah, buzzing for that one. I think this is nice. I do get annoyed with Team Go Rocket always appearing, but let them have their day or few for this event. So, yeah.
Nice.
As long as, how many days is it again? Yeah, 4 days, isn't it? Nice. Like that. Happy with that.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'd like to think that the 12-kilometer eggs will just have that Pokemon in it, but they're going to have to walk it.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it? It is, no, they won't.
They
Mark.
won't.
Come on. You know what's going to happen.
We've played this game long enough that they won't. We know this.
Fast news done. I think we're now going to go to a staple part of the show because it is time for Shiners of the Week.
Shinies of the week.
I have to jump on this one straight away from X and friend of the show, Mike Newcombs. Yes,
Newcombs!
Mike has gone. Newcombs! He's in a club that I'm still not in, but yes, at Incense Podcast finally joined the Shiny G-Bird Club on Friday.
Oh, yes, dude.
Hashtag Shines of the Week. Our boy has got the Shiny Galarian Articuno, a thing of beauty with the 842 CP. Well done, Mike. And I'm very envious of you because I am still not to join that club yet. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, and jumping on to the incensed campfire, Darren Wykes posted this one in the Shiners of the Week section. Hashtag Shiners of the Week. My first ever Shiny Nundo. Yes, he got the Schnundo Spriggy.
Ooh.
Oh!
Schnundo
Spriggy.
Oh, nice. Schnundo
Yeah,
cat.
GG's.
Fabulous.
Sir.
Jumping into our Patreon exclusive Discord in the Flex It Good channel. I would definitely say these are three things to flex, but Tony of Pride, who is a bronze tier member, managed to pick up in the very first couple of days of 2025 a Hundo Golett, a Hundo Snowflake Beanie Pikachu, and also a Hundo Party Hat Wormhole.
Nice.
Congrats on the triple Hundo. All caught, actually, the two Party Hat, the two costumes were caught on New Year's Day, and the Golett was the 2nd of January. So fantastic. Gotta love a 4-star.
Absolutely. I'm sticking to a theme here. We're going to have to Blue Sky. And Kitty Serene 42 at .bsky.social has said at incensepodcast.bsky.social. Doesn't have the same ring to it, really, does it? But at Incense Podcast, created an account just to reach out to you all! Exclamation mark.
Oh, awesome.
Love that. What's better than one Shiny G-Burb? What do you reckon, guys?
7.
2 of them.
Oh, my goodness.
On back-to-back days as well. I'll be at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. Might see you there. Hashtag Shinies of the Week.
We'll
and
be
yes,
at the Rose Bowl on the Saturday.
Kitty Serene has got herself 2 shiny Galarian Zapdoses.
Oh, nice.
One with a 445 CP and one with a very impressive 3074 CP.
Wowza.
Wowzers. Well done. And thanks for using Blue Sky. There's a nice little platform there.
Yeah, regular contributor Mark Bailey posted this in response to us asking how the weekend events went for you. And he said, Sprigatito was so cold and wet, and the boys and I only managed about an hour or so. It poured it down at 4 p.m. It was pretty dark in the park. Bring back 11 till 2 com days. Can't complain about a 98% shiny cat, though. Hashtag Shiners of the Week. 98% shiny Spriggy, which is now a Meowscarada.
Nice.
GG's,
very
Mark.
nice.
That's fabulous. Now, I've got to read out this one because this is an epic way that B. Jerry ended 2024. We missed this one for last week's show somehow, but Ian's actually picked up a shiny while recording. Oh my goodness me.
Ian, you never play the game when we were recording.
A
Well
level
done.
1 Hisuian Growlithe.
Oh, Ian, it's just despawned. Ian?
It's just gone.
despawned.
No. Hey, how long has it been since one of us actually got something while doing this
Well, I just
podcast?
figured everyone said that the shiny Growly is just everywhere, so I thought, I'll just tap on it. It's just spawned.
Oh my god, Ian, I didn't get a blue ball. Imagine if I did
Oh,
that.
no. Anyway, back to something vastly more epic.
Oh,
Hang
right,
on.
Milo.
I like
Not sure
shiny
if I
Growly.
meant-
It's one of my favourites.
Milo.
It's one of my favourites as well, but you can't beat what's coming up now. Not sure if I'm supposed to celebrate or cry over this Shundo. Hashtag Pokemon Go. Hashtag Shunners the Week. At Incense Podcast with a laughy crying face. B. Jerry managed to pick up, not quite on the penultimate day of 2024, but picked up a Shundo Party Hat Wormhole.
GG's, Jerry. I
Which is
celebrate
amazing.
that. Celebrate it, my man.
It's got a party hat
Yeah.
on it for you to celebrate. So
Yes.
epic congrats, honestly.
That's amazing, isn't it? Isn't that seriously?
that is-
The cost-
that's
Shundo's
epic.
Shundos
Yeah.
of the week.
Shundos of the
That would be a very
week.
short section if we just did Shundos of the week. It wouldn't. I don't think it would have the legs of the last 4 years.
No.
Do you know what though? I mean, I've got to say, like, as this show's evolved and we've sort of come together, we're here now, where we are, 2025 now, which is absolutely crazy. I love these parts of the show, which everybody has. So every week since we started and introduced it, we've at least had one or two people use that hashtag. And I just love the fact that we've created a hashtag which has been used every week since we started it, which is phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's humbling, actually. It's really nice. Please carry on doing that.
Yes, please.
Please carry on doing that.
We don't want the section to end because it is our favourite and it gives you guys the spotlight of some amazing captures. There's always good stuff being posted, so thank you very much.
But Whitfield, it's time to grab that axe and start chopping away.
I mean, it is after the 12 days of Christmas, so it's
Exactly.
about time the tree disappears.
Yes.
Don't think you want the pole sticking out any more than it already is, Milo. Thank you very much,
Steady
Sunshine.
on there.
Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, you little monkey. But yes, we... Oh, hello.
Round 2, since I renamed it.
We got a double poll, and I like that one. Yeah, if the poll is big, be proud of it. I will own it. I will own it. So, thank you, Sue. Anyway, we sort of spoke about if we could be any age for the rest of our lives, which would you choose and why? I put these are the boys' answers in and then in brackets plus the Italian. There are reasons behind the numbers, but there aren't enough characters to include them. So I've just put, please vote, comment, and repost. We've had some comments. Sue, Hermes Ninja, has put, I picked 35, but I'd stay with the age I am now. Can be eccentric without being odd, can afford whatever I want, can call my own shots, but not old enough to have any aches and pains. So I'll stop here.
Precisely. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Present.
And oh yeah, Barsides replied with a GIF. There's always a GIF in there somewhere. I'm with you. I think we're probably all there, actually. I am Prius. Oh, there was another GIF. Here we go. And it is a GIF of someone doing Wheel of Fortune and with the arrow on the 100 number. 100, 100, 100, 100. 100%. Lucy Davis has put, I chose 27, but ideally 21. The younger the better, and luckily that I look a lot younger than I actually am. People think I'm in my 20s when I'm actually 38. Love looking younger. That's something I sadly can't resonate with, unfortunately.
Whereas if you go back to being your youth, you look like that.
And then Kiwi Steve has put a little GIF in there of a band, and I really should know who the band is, but there's a little text line under it saying, nobody likes it when you're 23. Interesting. That must be a band from the Southern Hemisphere, maybe. And
the 23s.
And he's been more educated, Steve, but thank you for that one. So we had 27 people vote on the poll.
Oh, my goodness. It finally happened.
It had to happen sooner or later.
It did. And there was a clear winner this week, so that was quite nice.
It
as
would be
well.
perfection if it's 27.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, with 11% and bringing up the rear, we had 29. So,
boo. Come on, people.
So people would rather be 100 than your age, Milo.
Wow, that's bizarre.
In third place and on the podium with 15% of the vote, we got 35.
100 beat 35.
Francesca's messaged around everybody and said, vote the 100.
Vote the 100.
Vote to the 100, exactly. So, in second place, with 19% of the vote. Fear not, boys, it was 100 in a second spot, which means with 56% of the vote. And thank you, everybody, for 27. 27 people voted and 27 won the vote. Imagine if they won it with 27% of the vote. I think that's mathematically possible. Yeah, it is. That would have been a hat trick, but we can't go for perfection. But I'll take that. So there we go.
Noise.
I think there's been some jiggery pokery with the vote. Look at that from Francesco.
Yeah, hashtag Team 100.
Smiley face.
Some jiggly puff.
How many people would like to be geriatric?
Oh, some jiggly puff pocus, was that, Ian? Yeah.
I think the Italian has many Twitter accounts.
Jigglypuff pastry.
Ooh, that could be a collaboration with Fido in the future.
Noise.
Well, it feels like it's flown by tonight as we record this, but 2:05 is very much done now, and we hope you've all stayed with us to the very end. And more importantly, we hope you've enjoyed it. And we encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to hit that follow or subscribe button on our podcast platforms. Nice. Leave us a review. We've not had one in what feels like a hot mess now. So can someone please send us in a review? And we promise you we will read it out on the show. If you want to have a moment to Tell us what you think. On our social medias, if you haven't done so already, please follow us. We are across all of them, really. Yeah, X-Insta, Blue Sky, and Campfire and all that stuff.
I'm sure there are others, but they're the main ones, aren't they?
Yeah, but at Incense, exactly, at Incense Podcast, and that will allow you to keep up to date with all the latest stuff. And also, we put a lot of posts on getting engagement, asking you to let us know what you think about what's going on in Pokemon Go. Another way to get involved with the show. And like we said at the very beginning of the show, we'll bookmark it using hashtag Shinies of the Week if you want to be featured on that section. Nice. We did mention it earlier on tonight's show. We do have our Patreon. And as we always say, we really do appreciate people that sign up to our Patreon, starting at £1.50 a month, or the equivalent in your local currency.
Can't even buy a coffee for that.
Can't even buy a coffee.
A very
for
bad
that.
one.
I don't think you can actually. Well, maybe a very bad one. But our bronze level Patreon package is better than a very bad coffee. And
just barely.
The best marketing.
It's probably the same colour, but the logo is anyway. But yes, we would love you. Have a look at it on Patreon. It is all outlined. We have silver Patreon levels at £5 a month.
Nice.
To also allow you to watch previously recorded, unedited versions of the show on our YouTube link posted in for Discord. And also, we are going to be doing invitations. We have invitations to join live recordings per quarter via link on our Riverside studio. So there is something you can see it as our gold Patreon members are currently doing as we record this show. Because yes, we have our gold tier as well. It allows you to join all our friends lists for all the hosts in the game, weekly hangouts with people as we record the show, get involved in the show as we record them. We have the Patreon exclusive Discord, which includes a private Clubhouse channel just for the gold tier, individual shout out in every recording, which is going to happen very shortly. And also there's going to be some video chat calls with the hosts, that's us, a couple of times per calendar year. So yes, Get involved in Patreon. It is there. Trustworthy, very established platform. Get a little bit closer to the show if you feel like you want to.
Just don't join it via an Apple device.
No, because Patreon or Apple take a slice, don't they? Something like that.
Big slice.
Yeah.
Do it on your laptop or your computer.
Or even, dare I say, your Android phone.
Noise.
Ian, love this. I felt that, Ian. I felt that. Well, anyway, we're going to give a massive shout out as part of the perks for our gold tier Patreon members. You really do make the difference. It allows the boys here to put the time and effort that's required into creating the show that your ears listen to today. So our gold tier Patreon members are JB, Clifford Mert, Kerry Ann Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Mossam, and Dean DHL. Thank you all very, very much. And of course, a big thank you to our amazing incensed admin team. I was going to say administrative team. I stopped with admin.
You could have said administrative. That would have worked.
I know, but I got caught between two pronunciations of two different words, and it sounded very silly. But no, a massive thank you to Sue. That is Sue, Hermes Ninja, and I am Pyrus, our 100 age Italian. Thank you both so very, very much for, like we said, over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of coordination and time needed between us to get ourselves sorted. But no, thank you very, very much. So, I'm about to wrap up the show, but for the news, I'm going to get interrupted by, is that some sort of pre?
Well, I think Milo just keeps pushing random buttons.
Bad Milo.
I don't know what you mean.
But wait, Mark, Milo, there's some good news.
What?
Well, actually, it's probably not good news, but Roselia S/H, Tuesday the 14th of February, with 2 times catch XP.
Is that shiny /hundo?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that Valentine's Day, Ian, that you're excited about? 14th of what month, Ian?
I've just read what you put. It is 14th of January.
Yeah, you said February.
Oh, we can hope. I want to go to LA.
Ian's looking to jump forward at least 4 weeks.
Yes, I'm looking to go to LA.
Well, on that horticulturally, interestingly, flowery
Floral.
Bombshell. Floral. That's a better word, Milo. Very good. I noticed I left on the show notes and on another unique pairing of a bombshell. The attention to detail amazes me.
That's probably because of the Max Monday.
Yeah, behave, goat. We don't need you. Oh, is there any good news about Max Mondays, Milo? You're going to interrupt and tell us about the good news? Are we doing that?
No.
Right.
A Squirtle. Bad news.
Well, there we go. That is
Squirtle Waters Roselia.
That is 2:05 done. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all next week.
I choose you!